There's only so much that you can do when there's nothing to do. This social isolating thing is getting pretty boring. Not being able to go anywhere, talk to anybody. Naturally, I've been digging through a bunch of stuff to find some old toys just to keep me occupied. And look what I found. I found these cars. They're actually a pretty cool design. You have a car that just drives straight, and then you have a track. You flip this car on, and you let it ride around. Yeah, they seemed a lot more fun when I was 5. Now, you know, they seem a little just a wee bit slow. You know, they're not very fast. Luckily, on this channel, we can fix that. We can make these cars a lot faster and a lot more powerful. So, after taking this apart, I realized that it's just very simple. So you've just got your circuit board, which just is basically controlling if there's power. So you got your switch right here that you flip. Then you just got your 3-volt DC motor, and you have a pinion gear right here. I took it out, and then that gear runs down to the wheels. That's it. It's simple. But look how small that motor is. So my original plan was just to take a 9-volt battery and just give it 3 times the power and speed. But I realized that's boring. We're not doing that. That's lame. Get that out of here. Instead, we're going to be upgrading this motor to this one. This is actually an 18-volt DC motor from a drill battery. So this thing has a lot of torque to it, and it's heavy, like very heavy. And we're gonna mount it on top like that. Now, I actually got this motor out of an old project that I had, but I ended up scrapping that because it didn't work out. Alright, so this is what we don't need. This is just the electronics. What we need is the frame. This is all we need, because we're going to be putting this beast right on top of that. Like that. We also need these small little gears, because, you know, you need the gears. Alright, now that we got all our gears glued in permanently, we need to figure out a way that we can mount this on the car somewhere. We can't mount it facing this direction because that would make the car very front heavy. It would just be dragging on the ground like that, and we don't want that. So we have to have the motor facing down, which means that we need to change this direction of torque to that direction of torque. And I think we're going to do that by using another ring and pinion. I'm just going to drill out this, stick that through, glue that on, and then I can just have the motor going down. We've got our gear on our motor, and that's just going to mount right there. So next part is 3D modeling and printing a frame that will hold the motor. So we've modeled our base for the motor to go. So we're going to 3D print it now. Now we've got our 3D printed piece, and we're going to glue it on right there to hold the motor on. We've got our motor mount mounted. We got our motor mount mounted, and then this is just gonna glue on. That's gonna go right there. And now I've glued the motor onto the mount, so the gears are in the right position and everything. And so now what I want to do is I want to test how fast the motor will go with the motor tester. All right, test number 1. That is fast. Oh no. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. We got the motor mounted on the car. Now we need to talk about power. My original plan was to have 3 lithium-ion battery cells attached to the bottom of the car to kind of distribute the weight. So I see multiple problems with that. First problem being is that if I were just to flip on a switch, the motor has way too much torque and it would break the gears and probably flip the car over. I need a variable speed controller, and I don't want to do remote control because that gets too complicated for a project that's this pointless. So instead what I've taken is I have this old drill. The motor actually came out of this drill like I was talking about earlier. So what I've done is I've taken the motor out and I put it on there, and then I have the variable speed controller, which is the trigger. So that's what's going to be controlling the car. I'm going to test it out again. It works. I've gotten a couple things done. So I put stabilizers on it so it's not able to rock back and forth, because that was a big problem. And I've also extended the wheels, the front wheels out, because the center of mass was towards the front so the car would tip forward. But now it's right in the middle, and this is perfect. Of course, the car needs to look awesome, because if it doesn't look awesome, I don't consider it a real car. So here's the design. I'm gonna glue this on right there. All right. We got the car body on. It is now done. The car is done. Let's do our comparison. Final test. We got our right out of the box car. You know, it could use some improvements, but it's a pretty good design. Works well, but a little slow. It's decent. But the real test. We've got the Super Wheel 1,000,000.0. Look at this thing. Huge motor, good body work, stabilizers, extended frame. 3, 2, 1. And it doesn't work. Big surprise. Yeah, it did work until the axle broke. Like, I was literally expecting the gears to break, like be the first things to break, but no, the axle broke. And now it doesn't spin because it's, okay. That makes me pretty angry. I mean, but look at this thing. There's no resistance on it. Look how fast that thing is. It's got a lot of power to it. Apparently, it's too much power, which, you know, I kind of foresaw when I thought of the idea. But it looks cool. It's a great idea. Alright, but in all seriousness, I actually wasn't expecting it to break on the axle. I was really expecting the little plastic weak gears were going to break first. That is not the case. Sadly, it did not drive. At least you get that little clip where, you know, it flipped over. But that's really it. That's really the only successful test run. These things are a great design. You don't need to modify them. Modifying them just destroys them. Keep them the way they are. Race them when you're 4. It's fine. This was an episode of Phil on a Saturday, because next week, or maybe the week after, I honestly don't know how long it's going to take, is the exoskeleton reveal. So that's going to take a while, so I thought I'd just do a 1-day build, or 2-day build. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.